The Niners have no first-round pick this year. They have a second-round pick, a couple third-round picks. Maybe Niner fans' expectations are low of what the team can pull off this year, but the most famous draft in the history of the franchise, 1986, featured the Niners trading out of the first round entirely and drafting like 7 or 8 key contributors. I was not alive. Can you tell people about this?
Yeah, if you don't mind, I'm gonna
take over.
Tell you who they got.
Yeah,
and how they did it. Yeah. So this here is, I'm not good at this. This is the 1987 media guide, and it has the 86 draft in it. For some reason, I couldn't find my copy of the 86 media
I didn't steal it. I promise. I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
Go to your room.
That wasn't me.
You know, there are no longer media guides. Everything is online now. These media guides were little works of art.
Yes.
And I have saved all the ones except 86 and from all the teams I covered. So let me just tell you, without taking anybody in the first or second round, they didn't draft until the 6th round.
No. In 86?
Yeah, until the 3rd round. No, I'm wrong. In the 2nd round, they got Larry Roberts.
There you go.
He was a defensive lineman, and he was with them for 8 years, and he was a hell of a player.
Okay.
2nd round, 3rd round, Tom Rathman. You know, he was the Juszczyk of that team. And
he was the 56th pick in the draft. The Niners currently at 61. That's a hell of a player.
Yep. Then they got Tim McKyer, who was a wonderful cornerback, a serious starter. In the 3rd round, John Taylor, an all-time great wide receiver who teamed up with Jerry Rice.
Yeah.
4th round, Charles Haley, Hall of Fame player.
Yeah.
Wow. 4th round, Steve Wallace, great offensive lineman. They called him the Big Ugly.
Yes.
4th round, Kevin Fagan, defensive tackle. The coaches on that team loved Fagan. He could move 2 guys. He could move 2 guys on his own.
Wow.
Then hold on. Then in round 6, they get Don Griffin, a free safety, who was a hell of a player for them. And I'll stop there. But what a draft. Now, I got an article, some snippets from Peter King, who was embedded in that draft. So I'm not going to bore you, but this is pretty. The team opened at number 18. So they had a 1st round pick, number 18, and moved back 2 spots to Dallas's 20th pick in exchange for the Cowboys' 5th round pick. They then traded that 20th pick and in 1987 10th round to the Bills for Buffalo's 2nd and 3rd round picks. So they took the 1st round pick and went down and down and down.
They traded down 3 times?
Yeah.
Whoa.
The Niners.
That's legendary.
Okay. Yes. Now,
Peter King.
Let me just say, here's an example he gives of what they did for John Taylor, all-time great receiver. The college film on Taylor, Walsh recalls, was primitive. You couldn't tell much. But aside from a plodding off-the-line start, Taylor was a gem. He was a terrific leaper and quick in the open field. Taylor had a horrible training camp, and John McVay started checking to see if he had market value. They were thinking of getting rid of John Taylor.
Wow.
He found no takers, but late in the preseason, someone in the Niners organization advised Taylor it would be best for him if he suddenly developed a bad back. He reported to the training room complaining of pain, and he spent the season on the injured reserve. Yet he continued to practice, and by December, Walsh thought he might turn into quite a player. Now, Jerry Rice and Taylor are the best. This is old, best 1-2 combination in the league. So they had a 1st, and they traded down 3 times. They had John Taylor, but they told him to develop a bad back. You know, I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to tell you the team. It's not the Niners. One time, I was talking to the general manager of a team off the record, and he wanted one player, not on the team for a while for whatever reason. So he said, I'll tell you what, Lowell, I'm going to announce he has back spasms or some shit.
That's how you do it.
That's how you
Hey,
do. Back spasms.
you got back spasms or some shit. We're writing that in.
Yeah, right.
BSORS. What you got?
Yeah.
That's funny.
I never wrote that, but it just killed me.
And that's the most legendary draft in Niners history. The Niners, they could do a lot of damage in the second, third, fourth round. I mean, fifth round. Charles Haley was a fourth round pick.
Yeah. So the point is, let's get current.
Yeah.
So it's no excuse for Shanahan and Lynch to say, we're screwed. We gave up all these picks for the quarterback that we don't really believe in, and they never should have given up all those picks. And now we're screwed. What do you expect from us?
Right.
Look in the media guide. Look in your own media guide at 1986, and look what Bill Walsh, who was smarter than you two combined, look what he did.
That's right. That's right. And again, Tom Rathman, 56th pick in the draft. Niners pick at 61. Get someone good. Tom Rathman's in the 49ers Hall of Fame. So was John Taylor. I'm looking at John Taylor's numbers. He really didn't catch on as a wide receiver until he was like 27. And then all of a sudden he had a 1,000-yard season and 10 touchdowns. Well, that's amazing. I guess he just needed his opportunity.
Yeah,
he stuck with him.
He was a wonderful player. And by the way, so was Tom Rathman.
Absolutely. Yes. To think that the 1988 team had Tom Rathman, Roger Craig, John Taylor, Jerry Rice, and Brent Jones. Wow. I wonder why they won the Super Bowl 2 times in a row. That's amazing.
And they had pretty good quarterbacks.
Yeah, that guy in the offensive line, the coach, and the defense. Yeah, it's the Niner Nation.
You gotta really have a good quarterback.
You gotta have a good quarterback, but you also have to have a great wide receiver. And that's probably why the Niners should hold on to Deebo Samuel. They got to get the good quarterback, though.
Iggy, they're gonna hold on to Deebo Samuel.
They are. You tried to bet me. You thought I was a sucker.
I'm trying to suck you in, yeah.
I'm not that dumb. No. Niner Nation says GC and LC let all the cone heads know the business. Play the kid. You thought they should have played him last year. You just knew they wouldn't.
Yes, I knew they wouldn't, because I think I understand how they think. But yes. Of course they should have played him.
Of course they should have played him. And now, and we could have predicted this last year. Okay, you don't play him this year. How are you going to feel any more confident about it next year? That's off another layoff. You won't. You got to take this leap of faith eventually. And the longer you wait, the harder it gets, I think. Because now he hasn't played in 2 years. Now he hasn't played in 3 years. Like, when are you ever going to go? Yeah.
Do you know where the phrase leap of faith comes from?
Kierkegaard?
Yeah.
Boom! Boom! UCLA coming through. See, you thought I didn't do nothing.
When you took the class on dinosaurs with Russell Westbrook, I didn't think you would.
That was the worst decision I ever made. Fossils, really hard. They're very tiny, those little things. Anyway, Kierkegaard, I got it. That's 1 point for me. Anyway, that's our show today. Quickie.
It's kind of a short show.
There's nothing going on. I think the Niners are doing this on purpose. They understand that me and you are getting all these views, and they're like, you know what? Let's starve them. Let's do nothing. And that way they don't have anything to talk about. I think it's what they're doing. I think they're trying to spite us. It's not nice.
Instead of signing off, could I tell a Bill Walsh story?
Please do.
And what the heck, right?
What the heck?
I mean, Iggy keeps telling me I'm supposed to get back into life, and I'm trying to get back into life.
There you go.
So I'll tell you a story.
All right.
When he went back to Stanford to be the head coach after he was, at the Niners.
Yeah.
They did great in 1982, but they weren't so great in 1983.
Mm-hmm.
And so they used to meet Friday nights at Ricky's Hyatt House on El Camino.
Hold on, you're talking Stanford?
Stanford.
1992.
Did I say 82? You see, yeah, you got to watch me. I got you.
All right. We're in the 90s. We're in the 90s. Okay. So I can say the Stanford. We're there. All right.
So Ricky's Hyatt House doesn't exist any longer, but the team, they would all have rooms, and the coaches would have rooms, and then they'd go to Stanford Stadium the next day and play. So Bill, after the meetings, we went, and he always liked to get a margarita, and I'd get a glass of wine in the bar. And then, he would get tipsy pretty quick sometimes. So the margarita, I think, went to his head. So I said, look, Bill, it's really late. I got to get home because I live in Oakland. I'll see you tomorrow for the game. I said, okay. So I leave the bar, and I had to walk down a long corridor to get to the parking lot. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of not a lot of light in the corridor. It was very narrow and it was gloomy. So I go in the parking lot. I open this big door, and I go in the parking lot. Then I hear the door open again, and I hear feet behind me. And it's very dark out there. I'm a New Yorker, and you get nervous because people come behind you and they, roll you.
Yeah.
So I start walking faster, and this person starts walking faster, and I'm thinking, oh, I'm screwed. Here it is. That
Yeah.
you get mugged in Palo Alto. So I turn around, and it's Bill. He had followed me out from the bar, and he's
To mug you.
Huh?
To mug you.
No, not to mug me. See, he's followed me out from the bar, and he says, Lowell, I got to ask you a question. Sure, Bill. What? And I'm calming down because I'm realizing that he says,
He's not going to rob you.
do you think we can win tomorrow? And I thought,
not anymore.
not anymore.
Wow.
And I thought he's actually asking a journalist. He's Bill Walsh, and he's asking me. And I said, oh, Bill, you're going to win. And not only that, you're going to win easy. He goes, oh, thank you so much. He says, I'll be able to sleep tonight. I said, I'm so glad. Iggy, they got their ass kicked. But that honestly really happened.
Wow. Well, Lowell thinks we're going to win. I guess he didn't ask you that question anymore after he got destroyed. And the hell did Lowell know? I said we're going to win.
I'm so angry at that guy.
What am I supposed to say? I thought you were going to rob me.
Yeah. Hey, jerky.
All
right.
That's a funny story. Well, that was good. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll be back next week. And when we talk next week, it'll be one day after Lynch Talk. So we'll have talk to talk about.
Iggy, when you talk to me next week, will you be in Las Vegas?
No, I decided not to go. Cancel the whole trip. Here's the thing. Whoa. The Niners don't even pick on day one. That's the Vegas day. They have no pick on day one. The next 2 days, none of the players that they pick are going to be there. So it just felt like I'd be there for no reason. Plus, I'm trying to buy a house and I could be closing soon or whatever. So I just decided to stay here. Because you know what? Buying a house is a full-time job. Did you know that? It's like every freaking day.
It's a big deal.
So yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to be in Vegas. Sorry.
Oh, so that's interesting. So I'm learning about your life on
I
air.
forgot to tell you.
I mean, we had dinner last night, but you never mentioned it.
I forgot. You saw me last night. I was barely talking. I was very tired. Yeah. Anyway, no Vegas. Me and you here.
Okay. Well, I love you, Iggy.
All right. Love you too, Dad.